Friday. Thanks for joining me for today's edition of Joy News Interactive. I'm Bernice Abubedu, and Mapito Sibidi will be joining me today. In fact, she's right here with me today, and she'll be telling us the biggest stories of the week, innit?
Yes.
All right, great. Well, there's more of that right here on Joy News Interactive with me, Bernice Abubedu. We'll also be talking about Irama Bedu. She died a week ago, and her family wants a state burial. You've got some comment on that for us. We are live on Joy News on Multi TV, DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. You can join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. Our name is Joy News on TV. So let's just start rolling now. And Mapito is bringing us our biggest stories of the week. It's saying?
Yeah.
Ah, great.
I'm getting there.
Sure.
I'm getting there. Okay, so first biggest story of the week is AC Boateng.
Sure.
Right? Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa.
Where you come from.
Where I come from. So he made some comments that people weren't happy about, but let's hear what he said first.
Great.
Yeah.
The job market is choked and it is highly competitive. This government is doing its best to create job opportunities. And me, for instance, I told my people over there that my first meeting with them, I told them that it is because of MPP that I'm here. So MPP man is my priority. I told them when NDC was in power, it was Kwesi Ahoy who was there. Now we are in power, so I see what things here with you. My topmost priority is the problem of an MPP person before any other Ghanaian. Take it or leave it. And they marvel. And I said it. If I have my way, every job opportunity that will come to go to a TESCOM member before any other person. And I know my colleague appointees also have the same feeling, except that because of IMF, we cannot do anything now. So a TESCOM member is my priority. MPP member is my priority. So any other Ghanaian. We are all Ghanaians, but some are more Ghanaians than others.
So that was Ghana's High Commissioner to Mapito's country, South Africa, speaking to some TESCOM members there at the Kumasi Technical University. So Mapito, there was a lot of backlash.
Yes, from Ghanaians living in Johannesburg and surrounding areas.
We Skyped them here on Joy News Interactive.
As always, we do best.
Yeah.
We do all, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. So now what happened is that they wanted him to apologize, and they were like, you know, you need to say you're sorry. He apologized. They were like, actually, we want you to resign.
All right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people on Facebook, especially when I posted his apology letter, and I just, you know, we just asked people, he's apologized.
Yes.
But a lot of people aren't satisfied. Are you one of them? Tell us why. You can't even believe what people were saying. Some were saying his signature was even arrogant.
I know. Signature, arrogant. What? You asked for an apology?
Yeah.
They gave you an apology?
Well, but not everybody asked for an apology. Some right from the start said, you know what, just go.
You resign.
Just resign. It's very undiplomatic for a diplomat to be speaking.
Which makes
that way.
sense, though.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
And also the minority in parliament.
Yes, the minority in parliament also voiced their displeasure and about the diplomats' comments. They weren't very happy. They took it to the floor. They just weren't happy, you know. And which, like I said, it makes sense. And then so AC Boateng went onto the same, to some local stations in Kumasi. And then he was like, I stand by what I said. You know?
So all this was happening in a matter of about two to three days.
2 to 3 days,
And
yes.
he went, and even one of the conversations I had on the local radio station, he said he never made the comment that some Ghanaians were more Ghanaian. But here's the interesting bit, because he was called to Accra, he went to the Flagstaff House, met the Foreign Affairs Minister, and then after that he rendered the apology.
So after this, after everything, he decided, actually, let me apologize. So from the start, he probably meant it. You know, we don't know.
Yeah, but a lot of people think he didn't mean it, Mapito, because it took about 3 days. I mean, if you're sorry about something, would it take that long? Well, it's not for us to judge.
Yeah.
This is your show. This is Joy News Interactive, and that's why we get you to share your opinions with us here. And so, Mapito, interestingly, even after his apology, the minority come out. They say we are still not convinced. It's insincere, and in all of this, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, who is MP for North Tongue, he's been speaking for the minority in Parliament, and he's also the ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee. Now, the chairman of the committee, who is an MPP MP, has been saying something. He says that the minority are being too hypocritical.
Too hypocritical.
Too hypocritical. And we put that on our Facebook page, Mapito. We'll quickly take the comments. Yakubu Gariba says, listen to what a well-civilized graduate is saying. All right, you open your mouth to always do comparison instead of showing to the electorate. Let's assume during the NDC time they all turn into mad people. Would you also do that? And that's one thing that has come up, Maps. While the minority is being hard on the majority, some of the comments we are picking up is, do you have enough justification to say it happened in the NDC, so let this pass?
Okay.
You get the point. Or it happened in the previous administration, so let this pass. Something. That's not the point. And David is also saying something.
David says, Dear Mr. Honorable, I indeed feel very betrayed by His Excellency's rendering of the so-called apology. I thought that there was a time during NPP was preaching boots to boots. Has that philosophy been jestonized because of the ascendancy of the party onto the reins of power? No, no, no. A pig gets to lick your face only when you bend to engage with it. And by this, I mean the succumbing by your party to the artful, planted dictates of the norms under the umbrella. Please learn to exhibit some sturdy resolve.
Well, quick someone says, okay, did Ayariga Yamina do a Saramako Yungo free and cry, and even the president, JM, resign? If they did, then Mr. Isi should follow. But you know, it's interesting, Maps. We'll move on quickly. It's interesting because this year alone, in the first months of President Akufo-Addo's governance, we've seen comments made by the Deputy Trades Minister, Ahum Kalinte, who said, Ghanaians in the diaspora like whining. And the president had to apologize for that. Then we had William Ketu, the former Deputy Agric Minister, who made some ethnocentric comments. He also resigned. So people are saying, you've got to be fair, you know. Someone made a comment about a group of Ghanaians. Someone is making a comment about all Ghanaians, saying some are above others. Interestingly, you know what, Mapito? And you see what
politics. We'll never finish.
I know,
it's politics.
right?
We'll never finish.
I know, right? But Isi Boateng is also trending on Twitter for 3 days. I mean, here in Ghana, I follow the trends because this is Joy News Interactive. Yes. But Isi Boateng has been top trends for about 3 days. A lot of people are tweeting about it. Well, Joy News is top trends today. Great. Isi Boateng is second. And well, a lot of people are saying, I think Isi Boateng should be given another chance. Someone tweeting at class, and Isi Boateng should do the math of the people on the register of the MPP and the total votes of the party in 2015. There are a couple of latest posts. They're all on Isi Boateng. But Mapito, Isi Boateng is not the only biggest story of the week or top story of the week.
So, hashtag Justice for Kids. You know, we started the campaign, and so far it's going well because now we're revealing other stories about defilement or rape. We brought a story from Asin Adedentam last week, which sparked the hashtag Justice for Kids. And this week there were a couple of stories. So one was from Kanishi, right here in Accra, where a 10-year-old was defiled in her sleep. And according to her mom, the police inspector handling the case was pushing for an out-of-court settlement.
Interesting. That's one of the things we spoke about last week, about taking all these barriers, cultural barriers, traditional, political and all that. But we also had a couple of stories this week on defilement and rape.
Yes, where in Asin Manso, where an 18-year-old was raped and hanged. So, I mean, this is terrible.
Very terrible. And you could actually see the mark of that rope that was used to tie her neck. She's living with that scar. That's really, really terrible.
And then our last one was from Chloe Agogo.
Yeah, you got that right.
I got that right, yes. A 16-year-old is accusing a 46-year-old family friend for sexually abusing her. Yeah.
And the thing with this girl's story, the one you just mentioned from Chloe Agogo, is that she has to live with it because she's pregnant.
Now that's the thing, and now she's being stigmatized.
Her friends are laughing at her.
Her friends are laughing at her, and I mean, education. It's all about education. If she knew, you know, this thing is sad.
But you, like we said, hashtag Justice for Kids is what we are using to, you know, push the conversation to say, you know what, we shouldn't be silent about this. We must deal with this problem once and for all. And a Life Developers Movement says all mankind being all equal and independent. No one ought to harm another in his life, health, liberty, or possessions. I think that's what John Locke quote says. Hashtag justice for kids. And that's one of our photos that we're using. You can see in the back that the perpetrator is behind bars, and that's what we want to do. We want to get all these people who are responsible for these actions to face the law. So quickly, Mapito, today, because of the WAP program, we're running a bit out of time, but these were our biggest stories of the week. We've brought you the one on Ayisi Boateng, also on hashtag Justice for Kids. We've brought you so many stories of defilement and rape in parts of the country, just to highlight the problem and put it to you in your face that, look, this is real. We are not making noise. We are not just making a big fuss. The problem is real and we must deal with it. And last week, Mapito, we spoke about death, remember? Yes, and then we celebrated the life of Irama Badu, who's one of Ghana's legendary female high life artists. But preparations for her burial are underway. And the legendary singer died at the Fijian Government Hospital on October 26 after being sick for a while. This is what her son wants. He wants his mother, Irama Badu, to be honored with a state burial. According to Caesar Oheni Kakari, his mother's contributions to the entertainment industry are worthy of such a ceremony. What do you make of this opinion? Mapita, I know you may not know Irama Badu very well, but what's it like in South Africa if you have an artist who does real traditional South African music, because high life is really, we own high life here in Ghana. If such a person dies, and especially if she's one of a kind, how do you celebrate the person?
So here's the thing, it depends on the artist and the family. So if the family wants a state burial, depending on their contribution to the industry, maybe they can get one, but it really depends.
Okay, well
on the influence.
Okay, great. But she's had some great influence here. Some of which is, yes, the state can help, but not total support. And if the state is to sponsor all those who contributed to the music industry, then we think we have somewhere to go, because the government has to make all government workers burial a state burial. Okay, by Jeremiah says they should channel their demand through the Music Industry Association of Ghana, which I think will help, and says the association can give convincing reasons for the state burial for the lady. You want to take a quick one, just one, we don't have too much time.
So, and then Park Kwesi says, what would you expect if the government did same for Papa Youngson? Indeed, she deserves more because she's served for the Ghana Police Service too.
All right, interesting, Mapita. So there's this video we want to show you today. I know every time we give you a video that makes you laugh, but today this one may make you say, wow, because this is Cool Talent.